Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. It's time for a summer vacation, and as always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. It's nice to see you, and it's nice to embark on our latest journey through the stars. What are we covering today, Corey? Could you lay it out for the listeners?
We are covering Star Wars' latest LEGO adventure.
Yes, the latest LEGO holiday special. Not quite the holiday special.
No.
But not Christmas themed anyway.
Nope. Not the Halloween special.
Not the Halloween special. It's the
Summer vacation.
The summer vacation, the summer holiday special.
Yes.
Marketed as the LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation, hitting Disney Plus on August 5th, 2022. So not very far from when we're recording this.
No.
About 10 days.
Yeah. Pretty good for
And
us.
we're going to go through the plot. We're going to talk about the events just for half of this episode. And for the other half, we will be talking about the newest Star Wars live action with real people
Yes.
show that's going to hit the airwaves of Disney Plus. It is Star Wars Andor.
Correct.
You've just seen the trailer for it, I believe.
I have indeed.
And we'll talk about the cast, we'll talk about the events, we'll talk about the pushback of the series, and we'll talk about what we can expect from it. However, in accordance with LEGO Star Wars, you love a bit of LEGO Star Wars,
I do
you,
indeed.
Corey? You love LEGO and you love Star Wars.
Correct.
And so do I. So because of that, I've been to, not a sponsor, but I've been to Smith's Toy Superstores. Again, not a sponsor. Other toy retailers are available.
Yeah.
Unless it's Toys R Us because they've closed down.
Yes.
Well, you can't go to Toys R Us.
It doesn't exist in the UK
There's
anyway.
in the UK. Some that exist in Canada. There's
Yeah, I was
some
gonna say.
franchises in the US and
Yeah.
stuff that still have enough money to be able to run independently. But they have closed down in the UK, which just shatters me. I'm so sad about that. I loved it. You know what? No. You can laugh, Corey. But going to the Toys R Us as a kid was like the dream. You know, you got like a £20 note or whatever. You got like a 10 bob note. You go down to the Toys R Us and you get to pick a couple of toys. Oh, it was like a dream, Corey. It was like the best thing ever. However, because Toys R Us has closed down,
Yes.
I've had to go to Smith's.
Yeah.
And I went down to the retail park, went to the Smith's Toys, and I bought LEGO Star Wars Snowtrooper Battle Pack for about 12 quid.
Yeah.
Probably about 14 quid because it was $13.99. About 14 quid. So make your own conclusions there on how extortionate that is. Because I was in the shop with you and I was telling you how extortionate it was. But I'm going to be building this as we're talking about it.
Yes.
So hopefully how long it can take me. Will it take me the rest of this episode to do? Probably.
Yeah.
Considering I can't... Oh, no, I can get into the box. Right. So I'm going to get started and you
Okay.
can talk about the events of this special.
Okay. So, we're greeted as usual by all the normal. Here's the Star Wars intro. Here's all the LEGO heads that are replacing the live action faces we get. And here we are on a nice little spaceship. Lando Calrissian is
Instructions there, Corey.
There you are.
As you can see, instructions.
You're gonna need them.
I will.
We're on, nice bit of Lando who's there. Not in person, he's there as a nice little hologram. telling
Voiced by
people-
Billy D. Williams, the returning Billy D. Williams.
Exactly. Telling everyone to, we hope you enjoy your journey on what's the spaceship called
The
again?
Halcyon.
Thank you. And we're getting it off.
It's actually real. It's actually, there's a Star Wars hotel in Disneyland that's called the Halcyon. It's based off
Oh, okay.
the ship. Well, no, this ship here is based off the actual
Yeah.
one. It's supposed to be like a Star Wars hotel anyway. So.
Oh, fair enough. And we meet all the guys that you usually see.
Who do we have? Who's in the gang?
All the late Skywalker saga characters you're gonna see.
Yep.
Finn.
Sequel characters.
Exactly. Finn is there. Rey is there. Poe is there, and it's not
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca is there.
C-3PO and R2-D2.
Also making an
BB-8.
appearance.
Because they always make an appearance.
Yeah.
Can't have C-3PO without Anthony Daniels. He will die doing this role.
Yeah. Everyone. All the favourites from the sequel.
I've laid
so
all the
there.
pieces out. I've laid all the pieces out. Lego update. I've
Okay.
laid all the pieces out. I'm going to start the instructions right now.
Okay. So we get there, and they're all kind of going through what's going on. Poe's making a list of what he wants to do. He's rattling off all these things. Finn goes off and goes, you know what? I'll check us in. Finn turns around. Everyone's disappeared. Everyone's gone. They've left him. He's been abandoned by all his mates who were somewhere on this ship. Now, this brings an upset to Finn. Finn is a man who wants to spend time with his friends. He's booked this holiday, as he says, and he wants to spend time, and everyone's disappeared. Where have they gone?
I've got a snowtrooper here. I built a snowtrooper.
Good start.
What are we going to name him? Come on, think of a name, Corey, for this snowtrooper. Humble snowtrooper.
Humble snowtrooper.
Working 9 to 5 on Hoth, or wherever he is, Snowy Planet, wherever he's working, positioned, wife and kids at home. You know, working his day job in the Imperial Armed Forces. What's his name?
Smith.
Smith. There you go. Smith the snowtrooper.
Yes, exactly. So Finn is upset. All of his friends have left him. He's upset, and so he goes, as a normal person would do, to the bar.
As he would.
goes and gets a drink.
Less Lego bar. Have you noticed how he can't? The glass is like he's got Lego hands and he can't pick up the. That was funny.
Goes to the bar and orders a drink from the robot barman. Asks for what was it like? What's best for when your friends have left you or something?
Yeah.
And he sat there with his drink in his hand, and Force Ghost Obi-Wan Kenobi appears next to him.
He does. Hello there. He even says hello
he
there.
He does. Hawaiian shirt clad Obi-Wan Kenobi's there.
He's on vacation as well.
He is on vacation.
Second snowtrooper. What's his name?
I'm
at the minifigure stage, Corey.
Sarah. I'm making it a woman.
Right, Sarah. There you go. Yeah, he's a woman. Sarah.
So Obi-Wan's there, and Obi-Wan's like, I felt a Jedi in distress.
Mm-hmm.
And
again, they tease the fact that Finn's Force sensitive in this. They keep doing that.
See, I was thinking that.
Skywalker, and they're continuing that.
I was thinking that. I was like, how can Finn see him? That does seem a bit weird, but anyway. So they're there, and Obi-Wan's like, you need to learn to relax. I relaxed before. Mm-hmm. And then we get a nice little story of how Obi-Wan Kenobi relaxed.
It takes us back to the years where Obi-Wan was in hiding on Tatooine. A flashback.
Yep.
This is what these specials often do.
Yes.
They give us a premise, and they use that premise to tell 3 or 4 stories about different characters and their experiences. Third snowtrooper.
Nice.
Name. Think he's going to name him. Look at him. He looks like a hard-working fella, this guy. Is he a man? Yes. No, he's a woman.
Oh, it's another woman.
It's another woman. What's her name?
Michelle.
There you go. Michelle the snowtrooper.
But yeah, so Obi-Wan is now describing this place. Funny enough, starts off like Finn, goes to a bar.
Yeah.
And this woman turns up. Mm-hmm. Right, and she's being followed. Now...
Rebel spy turns up.
Now, stormtroopers aren't necessarily known for their brains.
No.
Because they follow her in. They're running behind her. And then they go, who are you? It's like, you've just been running after her. Like, you can tell she's just run into his bar and just, like, quickly gone to someone.
Yeah.
I am your wife. Like, pretend I'm your wife.
She gets Obi-Wan to pretend.
Yeah. And, classic Force. A little bit of a
Force
mind trick,
yes. Not the spy you're looking for.
Yes, have a good holiday.
Yes.
And, Obi-Wan...
Scout trooper, this guy.
Is that a man or woman?
Is he a man? Yes, he's a man. Scout trooper, this guy. Snow scout trooper.
It's a good name for a scout trooper.
What does he look like to you?
John. So Obi-Wan is infatuated with this woman he's just met and decides,
Is he?
Well, he's like, you know what? I could stay here at this bar, but I'm gonna
help you.
Go with you, even though I'm in hiding. But it's not
risk my cover.
I'm gonna go with you instead.
Go with you, even though he wouldn't help.
No.
Princess Leia. Princess Leia got kidnapped by Inquisitors in the Obi-Wan series, and he wouldn't help until Bail Organa had to come to Tatooine and beg him.
Yeah.
But this woman says, "Oh, help me! I'm trying to help the rebels with this one shipment of coaxium from Solo." And he's like, "All right, he's in.
Yeah.
He's in immediately."
And they fly away. They have a nice little while. They go to Jabba's palace. He's having like a birthday party.
He's having a birthday barbecue because it's his birthday.
Yes,
and all of his friends are there.
Yes, which is definitely what Jabba the Hutt would do.
He would. He's a party man.
And we get Obi-Wan's nice little holiday, which is essentially Obi-Wan is forced to sing.
Yeah.
Do a nice vocal performance.
Gamorrean girls is what he sings, and all the Gamorrean guys, because the Gamorrean guards are there, and he distracts them with his song, his beautiful singing. He does,
and he lets the woman know whenever someone's happening. He says stormtroopers when they appear.
He gets the stormtroopers dancing.
He does.
He gets the Imperial officers dancing.
Correct.
He gets everybody dancing.
Gets Jabba dancing.
Gets Boba Fett dancing.
He does.
You know,
Boba Fett's forced to dance.
It's James Arnold Taylor. Yeah, he is forced to dance, but that's Dee Bradley Baker who does the clones in Clone Wars, which is cool.
And she nicks the coaxium
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to where Obi-Wan, tells him to wrap it up, and Obi-Wan does a nice little spin flourish, and off comes the jacket.
Off comes a big coat that she's wearing,
and
and all the quacktums explode, and they get chased down by the stormtroopers. They have to take the skiff away, but they're chased by Boba Fett in Slave
Correct.
One to the Boba Fett theme tune from Book. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett. It goes Boba Fett, do 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 do, like that, and Boba Fett's chasing them in Slave One, and they have to get away sharpish.
Yes. They managed to do that. Boba Fett's stuck in the floor.
He is stuck in.
How
did he stuck in the floor? Did he crash? I don't know if he
I
crashed.
can't remember. I think I looked away for a split second and I saw him just stuck in the floor. And I thought,
right.
okay.
Fair enough.
And tells Jabba he's coming back. What's he asked? I forgot. What Jabba asked him to get something. What was it?
Oh, he got more ice.
That was it. Asked him to get ice.
He said to get more ice for the party.
Yes.
So.
And that's Obi-Wan's tale done. He tells Finn, you need to just be in the moment, enjoy the moment.
Which is nice because that's what Qui-Gon told him.
Yes.
Do you remember in Phantom Menace, he was like, "Don't center on your anxieties, Obi-Wan. Be in the here and now where you belong."
There's a lot of callbacks.
Yes.
In this. And so Finn's like, okay, I can do that. Yeah, be in the moment. And so he goes back in the hallway, finds his friends, and gets shoved in a ship.
He
and
does.
He's flown away.
Doesn't he? Wait, is that where he finds Ray by the pool or something, and Ray's asleep?
Is
that later? Is that later?
Yes. It might. All I remember is eventually he finds like Rose and everyone, and they're running away from Poe.
From Poe, who's doing his rampant holiday
Yes.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to take a tour of the trash compactor or something like that. And then he goes, right, quick, and they go, quick, hide in here or whatever, something like that. And then Finn gets shoved into a shuttle and has to fly down
and the
to
shuttle
their
flies off.
Yeah, to their latest destination, which is Scarif.
Exactly. So Finn's now on a beach.
Yeah, notice how they keep with the canon.
Yeah.
Because for some reason Lego Star Wars is really good at that. Often, sometimes better than actual Star Wars is good at it. That they say that Scarif has been recently restored by something like he says terraforming or whatever. Because last time we saw Scarif, it was shot by the Death Star.
Yeah.
But not blown up because it was the Death Star at first reactor capacity, which only makes basically Chernobyls the planet.
Yeah.
So it's unlivable for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But now they've somehow managed to terraform the surface to make it livable again. So the beaches are back online.
Yeah.
And the whole Scarif Citadel has been turned into like a hotel or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a nice way to keep continuity with that.
And so he's there. He's building his little
Vader's
sandcastle.
Do you notice that? It was Vader's castle, the sandcastle.
And
it would turn up from the water.
Yes.
Another Force ghost.
Exactly. It's Anakin Skywalker.
So voiced by Matt Lanter from the Clone Wars.
Yes. Again, keeping in continuity to when Anakin turns up, it's Hayden Christensen Anakin, not old Anakin.
Yep.
He turns up in his snorkel.
Sounding like Darth Vader.
And he turns up and...
he goes, "Hey, Finn, it's me, Anakin Skywalker. I noticed a disturbance in the Force." And then Finn tells him about Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And this happens twice.
It happens twice.
Which is a nice joke. Finn says, "Oh, Obi-Wan told me to hang loose and live in the moment."
Yeah.
And then Anakin starts laughing. And he says, "Well, Obi-Wan said that." And that's done again when the next Force Ghost meets him. But what does Anakin advise to Finn, who's down and dejected and down on his luck?
So Anakin goes to tell a story of a time where he was Darth Vader, and it's like Palpatine's big celebration.
Yes, Empire Day.
Yes, and Palpatine is up there, and he's like, I don't like people with their sparklers and their sandwiches. And,
celebrating him.
Yeah, fires his lightning in the air, and everyone cheers at him.
Yeah. They think he's doing fire. They think he's doing fireworks.
So Vader goes, right, okay, I'm gonna take you on holiday.
Take you away from all this.
Yeah.
And you notice who comes around the corner? The blue guy. Do you know who that blue guy is?
I don't know who he is.
That's Mazameda.
Okay.
Who's the Grand Vizier of the Imperial Senate, and he's in the Clone Wars. You might have seen him in the Clone Wars a couple of times. As Palpatine's like chief aide and sort of administrative officer, and he's the Grand Vizier of the Senate. He's like the second in command. He's like the Speaker of the House. He's like the Speaker of the Senate as well. And we might actually see him in Andor.
True.
Because there's rumours that they'll be turning up in Andor as well in like sort of Palpatine's place, because they can't get Palpatine, so get the guy who played Mazameda back, which is pretty cool, I'd say. But yeah, nice to see them keeping continuity with the figures as well at this time.
Yep. But no, they go there. They go to a nice little planet.
They go to Scarif, in fact.
Yes.
Before it was destroyed by the Death Star.
Yes, they sit there and they go, we've got all this beach to ourselves.
Yeah.
It was a nice beach. And then But here, what? But
They
here,
hear the music,
here's some
the
music.
singing and the dancing of one. Who is it?
It's Vic
Vic
in the
Vanko.
show. It's Vic.
But who is it actually?
It's
Weird Al Yankovic, who is turning up in this.
Yeah.
Because why not? Why not get Weird Al? I feel like it was a reference to The Saga Begins.
It must be.
Which is the Weird Al song that goes over the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So I feel like it must be that. It must have referenced that in some way. Even his name,
Yeah.
Vic Vanko, is similar to Yankovic.
So he's there. They find out. We go there.
He has a competition on,
He
doesn't
does.
he?
Well, Palpatine gets annoyed and is like, "Right, I'm leaving. We're going back home." And then Vic turns around and goes, "Now it's time." What was that? It's the ruler of the beach.
The Rule of the Beach tournament,
Yes.
where they're gonna have like volleyball and
Like limbo and
limbo and things like that. You know, things you get on a beach. You know, beach festivities.
yes,
And the winner will be crowned the ruler of the beach.
correct.
And Palpatine's like, ruler of the beach. That sounds like me. We
Yes.
must win this tournament, Lord Vader. You know, I'm
And,
getting the Palpatine impression in there.
And they do. They
And
win
they
everything.
do indeed.
They get everything. They win everything.
They cheat.
Yes.
They move the pole. They get the
Yeah.
lightsabers out. They use the force
They
on the
do.
people. They do everything.
And they get a little trophy.
They both get a trophy.
Palpatine's
And
got his
then
little trophy.
Weird Al
Yeah.
is like, now everyone gets a trophy, yay!
Yes.
And Palpatine's like, what? He says, I thought I was going to be the ruler of the beach. Everyone else is. Everyone's a ruler, no one's a ruler.
Yes.
I have to rule the beach. And Weird Al's like, it's a participation trophy, yay! And Palpatine gets sick to his stomach.
He does.
And does he lightnings the place, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Lightnings the place up.
Yeah, because then everyone then realizes it's Palpatine,
Yes.
and then
Which they didn't realise before.
No,
So
and
did
then-
they have hats on? Was that it?
Vader had a hat on because Vader's hat gets knocked off, and then everyone goes, "Oh, it's Darth Vader."
Because you would.
Yeah.
Because apparently you would.
And that's essentially Anakin's story. Is what does he tell him to do? What was, I forgot what his message was. Obi-Wan was living a moment. I think Anakin was just enjoy yourself or have fun or something. I forgot what his story was.
I thought his message was don't trust Palpatine. It's like, well, Palpatine's gone already. He's gone and he's come back and he's gone again.
Yeah. And
How can
then
you not trust Palpatine?
Anakin goes away.
Yeah.
Finn ends up back on the ship.
Yeah, takes the shuttle back to
Yeah.
the Halcyon.
He's back there. He's back in the main room, and we get the final Force Ghost appearance, which is
Which is a nice one. This is probably
yes.
my favourite. I really like this one out of the three.
Princess Leia
Princess
Organa,
Leia, yes.
turns
General
up.
Leia Organa
Yes.
now.
and she's there, and she tells a nice little story about Han
About
and
Han
Kylo Ren.
and Ben Solo, as he was
Exactly.
called. Do you know who voices Ben Solo in this?
I'm assuming not the guy who voices Kylo
Not Adam
Ren.
Driver. No, not Adam Driver. They
Okay.
couldn't get Adam Driver back for this. Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
They couldn't get Adam Driver back for this. But no, the person that voices Ben Solo is Matthew Wood.
Oh, Mr. Grievous.
Yes, General Grievous and the Battle
And
Droid.
various other
And various
Star
other
Wars
Star
voices.
Wars characters. Yeah. But the reason he does this is because he does Kylo Ren basically everything else.
Ah,
He does Kylo Ren in Battlefront. He does Kylo Ren in all the other Lego segments and all that.
fair enough.
So he just does Ben Solo as well as Kylo Ren. There
Yeah.
you go.
And
He just sounds whiny. You don't have to be hard to do Ben Solo. Just go,
Yeah.
Well, from my point of view, the Jedi people.
we get a nice little letting go story.
Where do they go? They go to a couple of locations. It's Han trying to sort of entertain his son
Yes.
by taking him around the galaxy to these various different locales. And
Yes.
make him interested in what his dad's doing or what his dad's done.
Yeah. He takes him to where
Mimban?
Yes.
That's where him and Chewbacca
Met for the first time.
Do you remember that? Did you watch Solo: A Star Wars Story?
I did not.
Okay.
This is where me and Chewie met,
Yeah.
and Leia goes.
It's
"Oh."
good. You should watch it.
Leia goes. I might do.
We'll do that. We'll do that soon.
She goes, "Oh, you know, he wants his own adventures," and so he decides to book like a holiday tent.
Yes, a holiday
Essentially.
camp. Yeah.
And we get to his place, and this guy turns up, and he's like, "Ah, hello."
I
We're
thought
going
that guy
for
was evil.
yeah,
When I first saw him, I was like, "You're an Imperial spy. You're
Yeah.
someone. You're some sort of evil conspirator."
Yes.
But no, he's just a very crap businessman.
It's just a bad man
He's just a bad businessman,
with
really.
with a daughter.
Yeah.
Who Ben Solo takes to,
Takes two, yeah, immediately.
and
Straight away.
he starts hanging out, and there's this guy with a big forehead.
Oh, he's a Sarian. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a Sarian. That's what Ki-Adi Mundi is.
Exactly.
Did you recognise that
Yes.
species?
Yes, I did. And he's like, oh, I can.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? I'm surprised they didn't say that.
And he's like, oh, I was driving my whatever.
His speeder
his
bike or
water
whatever.
speeder or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
around the lake on
Yeah.
Endor, because they go to the Forest Moon.
Yes.
And they go to this holiday camp. It's not working out very well.
No.
All the speeders are broken.
Yes.
And he's trying. Ben Solo's trying to romance the daughter of the owner.
Yes.
And her sort of Twi'lek friend by impressing him by talking about the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
But the Sarian, this guy's like, I can fly the Millennium Falcon. Also, speaking of flying things, I've managed to successfully construct this speeder bike. Look
Okay.
at that.
There you go.
Wow.
There we are.
See? I don't know if you can do... These flaps can move, I guess, so these can move. So there you go.
There we are.
Speeder bike. And now that's the first part. I've got to do this little... I've got to construct this E-Web turret and also build this little snowbank.
Nice.
So, but John, is that his name?
Yes.
John the Scout Trooper can now fly his speeder bike.
There we go. But no, they
Continue.
go in the Falcon. They fly past Han Solo and the guy, who at this point are confronting the guy on why
Yeah.
this place is so bad.
Yeah, he's having a trouble because this guy's place is run down,
And
and the guy admits to them
Yeah.
that it's the Ewoks.
Yes.
He says, you have good relationships with the Ewoks. I want you to help me
Yeah.
because the Ewoks are ravaging my holiday camp.
well, it's implied that he wanted him to get rid of the Ewoks until he then
Yes.
found out that the Ewoks knew who they were.
Yeah, and we're friends with them.
Yes.
Thanks to the events of Return of the Jedi.
Exactly. And the fact that C-3PO is worshipped.
Yes, C-3PO is a deity.
Yes.
He's a god to them.
And so they're coming up with a plan. Meanwhile, the Falcon flies past. They get up Ben Solo and they go, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
And it's like, we're in an asteroid belt, but there's no asteroid belt in space, and they realise it's the Death Star debris.
Yes, from the second Death Star.
So now Ben has his chance. He needs to fly the Falcon, which is what he's wanting to do for ages, and he does. He flies the Falcon, gets it to land safely.
Yeah, that's right.
The Ewok problem is solved. They work together.
Yes, the Ewoks who were going to kill that
going
man.
to eat him.
Going to eat him alive.
Bearing in mind they, I think, eat the other guy instead.
Yes, they do.
Instead, they decide to work together.
They eat the Sarian guy, don't they? They take him off the Falcon and they put him away. You're like, what are you doing? You're gonna eat him. You're gonna eat him.
Yeah. They make Wicket and Wix.
Yeah.
Which is what the company's called.
Yeah.
So they're going to business together. Ben Solo gets his kiss on the cheek, and he flies to Falcon, and Leia's essentially just like, hey, sometimes you got to let people go, because Finn has said that everyone's going away, and he's worried.
Yeah, everyone is going. What was Poe and Rose are gonna go do the New Republic or something like that.
Yeah,
And
Finn's looking for people like him.
Finn's looking for other Force-sensitive people in the galaxy, and Rey's going off to the unknown regions to find
Yes.
Jedi temples or something.
Exactly.
Find old Jedi.
So everyone's going away. They're
Yeah.
going on their own paths, and we're not going to see each other for a while. And Finn has booked a holiday so that everyone can be in the same place for one last time. So later there's a thing. The Obi-Wan Kenobi joke comes back again when she appears,
Yep, she laughs at the fact that Obi-Wan was having fun,
and
which is nice because we get the Kenobi reference.
Yes.
You know, why Leia knows Kenobi that well because of the events of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which
Yes.
is great.
there's
There we are. Look, constructed that E-Web turret.
Nice.
Look, you can fire a little red thing. Right, get ready. Oh wait, no. You got to press this. There you go.
great.
Lost that forever now.
Yeah, that's gone somewhere.
Okay.
It's just in the studio now.
Nice.
But there's a lot of references in this. There'll be like random quotes or something.
Yeah.
That will call back.
Lego pays a lot of attention to that,
It does.
which is sweet, and I appreciate the amount of continuity and the amount of attention that's paid to things like this.
And that's essentially the whole. Everyone gets back together. Finn admits that he's worried that everyone's leaving, and then it pretty much just ends. Nice.
Yeah, they form a nice friendship group,
Yeah, have a big hug.
have a big hug, and then they all realise they must have to enjoy
Yes.
the holiday as a team.
Yes,
us
and then
together.
and then Lando
says
gives a message.
gives a message back and says, "Well done, everybody.
Yeah, pretty
Good
much.
job."
Yeah,
And that's the end.
that is the end.
What a nice little special. Lego is really good at doing these
It is.
kind of fun little romps for 40 minutes or so, and entertains you when you sat down. I really like. I really can't knock it.
No,
I
it's very
really
good.
can't knock it. These Lego Star Wars ones have been. I like how it's seasonal.
Yes.
You know, you get one every 3 months or so. I really can't knock it. Do you have a real rating for the summer vacation, Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation?
I have an idea of what I might give it.
Okay.
I can't remember what I've given the other specials
Right.
that we've done before.
Like the Lego one.
Yes.
The Lego. They're all Lego ones.
Yes.
Um,
The Halloween and the
Halloween
Christmas.
and the Christmas one.
I think this one's pretty solid. I think I'll probably give it about an 8 out of 10.
Right. I was going to go for around a 7 or a 7.5.
Okay.
But I'm willing to give it a 7.5 if you're going to give it an 8.
Nice. We'll go with that.
Right. Sounds solid.
Yes.
But the next thing which we're going to sort of touch on, give a little predictions for, perhaps discuss, is Star Wars Andor,
Yes.
which was supposed to be out in a few weeks' time. Was supposed
Yep.
to release on August 31st, but has been pushed to September 21st.
Yes, it has.
But we have been rewarded for our patience by, instead of giving us a 2-episode premiere, we're going to have a 3-episode premiere.
Yes.
And
Which
apparently it's going to be like a movie. It's been told it's going to be like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like how much is that? If they're 40 minutes each, that's like 2 hours and a bit.
yeah.
It's going to be like a 2-hour, 3-hour movie all about Andor. Apparently the first 3 episodes are like purely, I don't want to say setup.
Yeah.
But like just getting things moving so you know who everybody is.
Yes. I mean that kind of spoils our first episode finish
Yeah,
off the
kind
season.
of. Yeah. How are we going to do that?
But
Unless we
we'll
just watch the first episode and just talk about the first episode, and then we just watch the.
Well,
other two
that's
on
what
our
we
own
did for
time along with
Kenobi.
The rest of them, yeah.
yeah. Also, Star Wars. Get your short TV things in check because Kenobi was delayed as well.
It was. It was. Get your series in
Yeah,
check.
come on, man.
Star Wars.
Sort yourself
What are
out.
you delaying them for
Yeah.
all the time?
Come on.
Apparently, this wasn't delayed because of like the Yodi virus or anything like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't delayed for any of that reason or because of the effects or anything. It was delayed because the amount of stuff coming out around this time is too much.
Okay.
Like House of Dragon comes out. There's the Game of
does.
Thrones prequel. She-Hulk is coming out as well.
Correct.
There's like I don't want to say Black Adam or something like that is also coming out, but there's like properties for big studios are coming out right now in August. So you don't want to clutter the market, and I understand that. You want to wait a bit when it's still fresh. So I can understand that logic from Lego.
Yes.
I mean from Star Wars.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're of the Netflix approach, where they dump a whole season on you, I'm sure having 3 episodes to watch all at once isn't an issue for people.
No, we can just
You
just
can
don't
binge half the
binge
series
it.
straight away.
Exactly. But as for Andor, this
Yes.
takes place again in the interim between episodes 3 and 4,
Which is like
everything.
the favourite period,
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone's doing that. You know what? My saturation. I used to like that era quite a bit. Also,
Yeah.
I finished the Snowbank.
There we
There
go.
you go. Who shall I put on it? I'll put this Snowtrooper.
Nice.
He can stand there. I don't know who this one is. I think this was Sarah.
It was, one of
The
them.
second one is Sarah. There you go. Look, standing at the defences, and I've completed the set.
There we are.
Congratulations, me. So it was all I wanted. It was all I wanted and more. Corey, really, it was a great experience, and I feel like I've probably gotten happier throughout the course of this episode because of it. It's been great. I can give you a little bit of a review. It comes with a nice little speeder bike, 3 snowtroopers, and an E-Web turret. But as far as Andor is concerned, this is another bridging property between episodes 3 and 4, which a lot of things are nowadays. We're talking Fallen Order, we're talking Rogue One, we're talking probably Fallen Order 2, Star Wars Rebels. There was a lot in this time frame, loads of countless novels, setting up the bridge between episodes 3 and 4, which is a huge time period. You know, the formation of the Galactic Empire, Order 66, the extermination of the Jedi, everything happens but in these very short 20-year time span.
Yeah.
I've spat everywhere. 20 years is between these two films. Because obviously Luke Skywalker has to grow up because he's born at the end of episode 3, and he's like sort of 20 by the time of episode 4. So it needs 20 years to extend his life so everything can happen and get everything set up. So
I mean, it's that time period again.
it's Andor. It's Cassian Andor growing up.
Yes.
And he says in Rogue One that he was in this fight since he was 6 years old. He was in the fight for the rebellion against the Empire.
At least the benefit with this is one, Star Wars' universe is massive. So even though you have things set in the same place, you can get things in different areas.
I agree with that, yeah.
But at least make it feel like they're separate stories. Also, hopefully, in regards to it being connected to Rogue One, hopefully we do take a Rogue One approach where but it's like no one really that appears.
Yeah.
It's its own separate thing that's on
New
its own.
characters
Exactly.
doing its own thing.
Because that's one of the things about Rogue One that I loved was there was no one there you knew, except for like a couple maybe
Except
appearances.
for like Tarkin
Yeah.
and Mon Mothma and
Yeah.
sort of the rebel pilots
And
and,
that was
Darth
it.
Vader.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It was like all the main people were completely new. You didn't know who they were, and that was it. And then obviously they all, spoilers, died.
Yes, it was for Rogue One.
But
Which would be interesting to watch. Which would be interesting to watch Cassian.
yeah,
To think, well, what's going to happen to? How's he going to end up? Because we know he's not in danger because he's in Rogue One,
yes,
and we know neither is Mon Mothma, who appears in this as well.
I mean, it's the Kenobi issue, which is the same thing of Obi-Wan's not going to die because he's in all the films.
We know Leia isn't going to die
Exactly.
either.
So that's why you have
We know
new
the Grand
people.
Inquisitor's not going to die,
Yeah.
even though they tried to trick us.
Yeah.
They tried to trick us with the Grand Inquisitor, but no, we're too smart for that.
Yes, so that's why they're going to probably bring in some new person, and they'll die at the end of the series.
Yeah, well, enter Stellan Skarsgård,
Yeah,
who is effectively being that character
Yeah.
for the episodes. We see him meeting with Forrest Whitaker's Saw Gerrera.
yes,
We see him on Coruscant meeting with Mon Mothma, played by
Yep.
Geneva O'Reilly. So Stellan's character is going to effectively be the founder of the rebellion, or in some way,
Yep.
in some sort of rebellion peacekeeper, bring all these factions together. Because it was revealed in Rogue One that Saw Gerrera's partisans, despite being a very militaristic group and almost sort of bordering on terrorism, were rebels at
Yes.
a point before they broke away from the established alliance. So we may end up getting the formation of the Greater Alliance, not
Yep.
so much what they did in Rebels, because Tony Gilroy talked about trying to keep continuity with Rebels and things like that, and the animated sort of continuity, making sure that that is kept in line for Andor. So there's ways of managing it that doesn't break canon, despite the fact that Disney is a sort of, I don't want to say playing fast and loose, but canon has been broken before.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's one of those things where we'll see how it works out. It'd be nice to get a bit of backstory and to see things happen rather than just being told about it. It's always nice to see it on screen.
yes,
Nice to see it appear.
Stellan Skarsgård is playing Luthen Rail.
Yes.
Who, as far as we know, is something like a perhaps senator on Coruscant, maybe like an antique dealer or something like that. We see
Yeah.
he's got some kind of shop, and he meets Mon Mothma, and perhaps he goes out to start the rebellion by connecting all these groups, all these cells together.
I'd like to see a bit more Saw Gerrera as well.
Yeah.
He appeared more.
He's appeared more throughout
He does.
since Rogue One.
Yeah.
Coming up in Rogue One. He was, of course, first seen in Star Wars: The Clone Wars in Season 5, fighting for his homeworld of Onderon.
Yeah.
He was the first, I believe, Clone Wars character, Ahsoka was second, to make the transition from the Clone Wars to live action, played by Forrest Whitaker.
Correct.
Now we've seen him in. He'll make his appearance in Andor. He's shown up in, of course, Rogue One. He's shown up in Fallen Order.
He is
Jedi
in Fallen Order.
and Kashyyyk.
Correct.
Then we also see him in Rebels.
Yes.
Season 4 and season... no, it ends of season 4. Season 3 and Season 4 of Rebels.
Yeah.
So a lot of Saw Gerrera recently, which
Yeah.
is nice for the Saw Gerrera fans out there. But we're talking about there could be someone else returning from Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
There's been rumours of Ben Mendelsohn's Orson Krennic returning in some capacity, which
Okay.
I'd love to see, because I'm a big Krennic fan. I'd love to see more Director Krennic turning up. He'd probably be at the rank of Lieutenant Commander by this stage.
Yeah.
And in sort of the preliminary stages of building the Death Star, because the Death Star took 20 years to construct. So,
I mean, from what I remember of Fallen Order, bearing in mind the last time I saw it was when we did the episodes. You're talking like a year ago, 2 years ago. now.
yeah.
I liked Krennic. I thought it was good as the main kind of antagonist of Rogue One. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it did a great job. Again,
I'd like to see him. Ben
So would I.
Mendelsohn is popping around Disney Plus. He's going to be in Secret. I don't want to say Secret War, Secret Invasion or something,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. The Skrull show with Nick Fury. He's going to be in that as Talos. So I'd love him to turn up in this.
it would be very interesting if he does.
Keep it under wraps.
Whether it's
Don't show him in the trailers.
Yeah. whether it's just like a maybe he just,
Cameo or
yeah,
something
like maybe
like
just
that.
appears at some
You
point.
know, just appears in one scene and says a couple of lines. I'd like
yeah.
that.
It'd be nice. It'd be good to see him.
What did you think of the trailer?
I'm assuming you're talking about the recent one.
Yes, the most recent
Yes.
trailer. Yes.
So when it comes to Andor, I've got it up now. I'm flicking through it for little stills and stuff.
Right. Yes.
As with me, we always talk about this when we talk about Star Wars. The fact that I'm, what's the word? I'm a layman in terms
You
of
are
Star Wars.
No, what I think you are is, Corey, you're in between a layman. You know too much than the average person,
Yeah.
but not enough
Exactly.
to be considered a fan.
Like I'm aware,
A big fan.
I'm aware what Andor is, but
Mm.
I'm looking at this and I'm going, this could go anywhere at this point.
Right, okay.
Obviously, I'm
Would you
aware
want-
that.
Right, do you have the trailer queued up right now?
Yes, it's right in front of me.
Right, okay.
Here it is.
I don't know whether we're possibly risking copyright by playing the audio, but we can watch it. We can watch it together if you'd like. I have it up as well.
Yeah, just whack it up.
Okay, right. You ready? Are you ready? Do you have it
I've
queued
got
up?
it. I've got it in front of me.
Okay. It's ready. 3, 2, 1, click.
There we are. Look at the mountains.
All right, so we're starting off with the mountains.
Big
People
mountains.
Sort of climbing the mountains there.
Exactly. There we are. Look. There's
That
some
guy's
huts.
got an AK-47. It's
Yep.
a blaster rifle. She's working on some kind of speeder bike, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we look up and we have an
Yes.
Imperial class Star Destroyer.
There we
I
go.
think that's an Imperial 1 class. It's very close to the atmosphere, along with TIE Fighter Escort, Lucasfilm logo, Star Wars. That is a junk planet that
Yeah.
they did some shooting for in England. And that looks like young Andor to me. It looks like
Yeah.
young Cassian. That's the Imperial Senate.
Correct.
Pause. If you look at this is the Imperial Senate. This is the prequels.
Yeah.
This Imperial Senate shot. That
Yep.
drone is seen in the prequels as like a camera drone, or something like that. As you can look to the main sort of plinth there,
Yes.
that is where people are thinking they're seeing Mazameda.
Yes.
You can sort of see a little kind of, but it's really, really faint.
I think I'm pointing to what you're pointing
Yeah,
to.
exactly. There's one person stood there. People are saying that's Mazameda.
There is also, and I'm assuming this is whoever's just talking, there's also one little beam of light which is just pointing
Yeah, that's
to
the
that
Mon
one.
Mothma. That's Mon
Yeah.
Mothma making a speech. And you can see if you look there, that's the Imperial logo at
Yes.
in the centre, which
Yeah.
is really cool because that's the first time we're seeing the Imperial Senate. Like we hear in the New Hope that the Emperor has finally dissolved the Imperial Senate by the start of A New Hope. So
Yeah.
now we finally see what the Imperial Senate was like. And it was said in Revenge of the Sith as a practical matter, the Senate no longer exists.
Yes.
In fact, it's now just kind of used as sort of a political tool by Palpatine to say, oh, I can do this because the Senate has ratified it. Even though it was just used as like basically a puppet court
Yeah.
for Palpatine to do what he likes. Anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
So there we have, if you're a Game of Thrones watcher,
Yeah.
the fellow in the white jacket, you might recognise him as, what was this character? Qyburn,
Yeah.
Dr. Qyburn from Game of Thrones. I'm just going to look up the chap's name.
Go for it.
Anton Lesser is
There
his
we go.
name. And he is playing what looks like an ISB official because he's
Yeah.
wearing a white Imperial uniform. That's Imperial. I don't know what his rank is. It's a naval rank. But he appears to be some kind of, maybe admiral, perhaps,
Yeah.
of the ISB, which is the Imperial Security Bureau, which is kind of like their FBI. Continue. And then we have 2 Imperial officers there.
Correct. Taking a drink.
Taking a drink. Then we have, that looks like a young Andor to me.
Yeah.
Perhaps finding some kind of old classic Star Wars setup there. And there he is as an officer from the creators of Rogue One.
Correct.
There he is. There's Stellan Skarsgård turning up. Now these, right, stop on those troops marching.
Yep.
They are not stormtroopers.
That's a good enough stop.
Have you seen those troops marching? Who are they?
I can see them.
They're not stormtroopers though, are they?
Oh, they're not.
They're clone troopers.
Okay.
They are Phase 2 clone troopers. Live action, white armor. This is like, we saw, there was live action clone troopers in Book of Boba Fett.
Correct.
We saw, they appeared first in Book of Boba Fett, but they were also in Kenobi, more features in Kenobi.
Yeah.
There were 501st troopers, live action suits,
Yes.
not CGI suits. And we're getting it as well.
Yeah.
We're getting Phase 2 clone troopers in Andor, which is great because the Empire did use clones. You watch Bad Batch, and you'll know the Empire did use clone troopers to enforce for the early years. So this is what sets the timeline for me, I feel like.
Hopefully, we'll also
So-
have better aim.
Yeah, so there was a time when it's so weird to think there was clone troopers around the time they were using Imperial class Star Destroyers and TIE
Yeah.
fighters, which is so weird. We'll probably get that in Andor, I imagine. Not in Andor. We'll probably get that in Andor and in Bad Batch Season 2, which is
Yes.
coming, I think, in September 16th, I want to say.
Maybe.
Right, continue the trailer.
Yep.
So we have, this is, I'm going to go, I keep pausing it shot by shot. But I'm looking at the Death Troopers and this woman here.
Yes.
Nice to see Death Troopers coming back.
Yeah, they look great.
This woman, I believe, is Denise Go, and she is playing Dedra Miro, who is a supervising Imperial officer.
Yeah.
She's also in the ISB, kind of white white uniform and black hat, same as Director Krennic. Even though Director Krennic isn't with the ISB, Director Krennic's with the Special Weapons Division.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue. For the nice to see those Death Troopers. Big fan of Death Troopers. So there's a lot of planetary stuff in that same junk planet shown there. Andor's hanging out on it. This was shot in England. Then we have Stellan Skarsgård talking about the rebellion, September 21st.
Yep.
They have Stellan on the hunt. He's got his hood up. And he's in that cool spaceship. There we are. Pause here.
Yep.
This is the partisan group. That's Edro Two Tubes there. That's his name. The guy with the sniper rifle. Yeah, it's called Edro Two Tubes.
Great.
He's got 2 tubes coming out his face.
Great.
And there's an X-wing down there. See that black X-wing? This is the partisan base. So we have the other partisans, and there we have Saw Gerrera.
Yes.
Wanting war with the Empire. That's what he's always been. Resistance fighter. He's been very heavy with the rebellion and very with his guerrilla warfare. That's what he's into.
It's again, like we touched on earlier. There's obviously a lot of people we've seen in Rogue One and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because we know we know what happens to him because
he's not been infected with the Geonosian pesticide yet, which ruins his insides because that happens in Rebels. And I think I don't know whether this is after the events of Rebel Season 2 where he first shows up and that happens. It might be.
Possibly.
He's not got the breathing stuff on him, but he's wearing some kind of suit.
Yes.
So it's possible that this is after he's sort of the pesticides have taken effect on him. We don't know yet. But anyway, we'll continue. Saw Gerrera wants some war.
Yes.
There we have some kind of Imperial riot there, perhaps. Yep. We've got some Imperial. I'm just literally pausing every couple of seconds. I apologise. We've got some. These guys are wearing what looks like Imperial Army uniforms, which we saw in Solo with the goggles and the helmet. Yeah. And that looks like an Imperial officer stood there in a black uniform. So he's a naval officer. Yeah. And then we have stormtroopers. We can't see the stormtroopers back there. So weird to know what the timeline's going to be because there's clone troopers and stormtroopers together. Yeah. So not quite sure there. Anyway, the people are unhappy. Here we have some Imperial gunships. Nice. Which is nice. They look like sort of retrofitted LA-ATs, perhaps. There's a Lego set of them if you want them.
How much would that cost?
I think it's about probably 20-25 quid.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You get one gunship and you get a speeder bike and you get Stellan Skarsgård and Cassian Andor. And one of the sort of... You see them later, so the officers in blue, dressed up in sort of civilian security uniform officers as well. And along with these gunships. Anyway, you get those gunships. That guy, literally the guy in the next shot, who kind of looked like Sam Witwer but isn't Sam Witwer. Yeah. I thought he was when I first saw him, but he's not Sam Witwer. He's talking about pockets of fermenting resistance. Now, this is Coruscant. This is the skyline of Coruscant, which is great to see in live action again. And here we have Mon Mothma. That's a landing Lambda shuttle next to a Zeta-class cargo shuttle there. Yeah. And this is that supervising officer again, who looks really cool. She looks badass. I really like how cool she looks. And I hope she does cool stuff. Yeah. And she has to talk about, well, like, are you a thief or are you a traitor or whatever she says. And she looks really cool. I hope she has that sort of Director Krennic-ness about her, where she's like really wanting that high position. She's wanting to ascend in the Imperial ranks and get a bigger plaque on her chest. I really hope she does cool stuff because she looks like a really intimidating villain. So, and she looks like an on-the-ground villain. I like that as well. There's a scene in Rogue One that got cut where Director Krennic is kind of walking through the battlefield in the water and his cape is sort of blowing up behind him and stuff. Yeah. And he's got his pistol out, and I really, really like that scene. I was really... Because the amount of sort of stuff that Rogue One that was cut was just insane. But I hope that this supervising officer villain does really good stuff. And I continue on. There's an Imperial briefing there. Yeah. It looks like it was between the officer in the female officer in the white and the guy in grey behind him. He's also there. There's a couple of black suited officers there as well, Imperial officers. Anyway, Andor's talking to this woman. Yes. And then we have Stellan Skarsgård, and someone says that he's slipping. So his sort of demeanour of perhaps he's a senator or some kind of a wealthy benefactor perhaps for the Senate, meeting with Mon Mothma on Coruscant, and they're conniving to create this rebellion against the Empire. And perhaps his sort of his public facade is fading to see him doing more. Obviously, I feel like this is how we start. Yes. We see Stellan as this very public, very popular figure, and then you see that he putting his rings on and wearing his coat and things like that. He's wearing his lavish uniform, then turns into sort of where he's cut his hair and he's fighting. He's wearing the battle jackets and he's manning the turret.
Yeah.
Then we see that immediately after, and they are fighting. You can see that there's a little shorts in CGI there. Stellan's manning the gun. He's fighting TIE fighters. He's blown one up. I believe that's a TIE bomber he's just blown up there. And that ship behind him, that cruiser, you may not recognize it, but that is a cut cruiser from Solo.
Okay.
That is, I believe it's called a... Yes, it's called an Arrestor class cruiser. No, it's called a Cantwell class Arrestor cruiser. And those 3 satellite dishes are meant to be a super laser, but I believe they're retrofitted into like radar dishes.
Yeah.
If you want to look that up, it's called an Arrestor cruiser, and it's a Cantwell class, and it's basically meant to be kind of like a fighter carrier. So, and it was a cut design from Solo.
Okay.
As kind of like a superstructure, big Imperial hauler kind of ship. And it appears in this, which is really nice because this is his live-action debut. So go on, good job on the Arrestor cruiser.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, he's shot down some TIE fighters, shot down a TIE bomber, and then we have another shuttle leaving Coruscant. I love these big shots of Coruscant.
Yes.
We get a lot of prequel shots that look like this. Then we have Mon Mothma in the Senate. There's that Imperial logo there on her Senate pod. Then he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, as long as they think I'm a nuisance, it's okay." I recognise that guy. He was in V for Vendetta. I don't know what his name is though.
Nice.
I recognise him though. British actor. And I love that closing door shot. I feel like this will be a scene. If Director Krennic has to show up in any scene, it'll be in these scenes on Coruscant. There's a lot of scenes in the Rogue One Catalyst novel where he's kind of preening about on Coruscant, trying to get funding for the Death Star. And I really like if he'd show up in a scene like this.
Yes.
Then we have Death Troopers doing commando tactics, breaching the doors, big explosions. She's walking on Coruscant, and I feel like Cassian was sent in to be because he's a spy, he's a rebel spy, he's head of rebel intelligence. So he's going in to like infiltrate the Imperial system, I feel like, to capture something or get some information, perhaps.
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference with these sets, Corey?
What do you mean?
A difference with these sets. These sets look a bit different to you than what you've seen perhaps in Kenobi or in Book of Boba Fett or even in The Mandalorian.
I'm going to hazard a guess, because you're mentioning this, that they are either real or they are now CGI, or it's a massive 360 thing the Mandalorian used.
No, it's real.
Okay.
They're doing real shots, real sets, real locations. They say they're doing old school Star Wars filmmaking, right? We've gone out of, we're sort of stepping away from the pandemic now, or maybe we aren't, or maybe we are. But we're moving away from the volume. And the volume was great for 2020 filmmaking because it was a massive rotoscope thing where the set all moves around the actor and things like that. And you're walking on hundreds of treadmills or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, but this is actual real filmmaking on the ground, on the set, getting your boots dirty, running in the rain, running in the dirt, running through the explosions, TIE fighters, ships, everything. Andor, September 21st.
Yeah.
What else can be said? Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's going to be good.
Always love a new Star Wars property. Always love checking it out. I love the freshness of a new Star Wars property.
Yes.
You go, I can't wait to see what surprises it will bring me, what it's going to add to the canon, what we're going to see before. All these new and great references. It looks fun. Looks like looks like a spy espionage action.
Yeah.
What more can you want from your rebel story in Star Wars?
Exactly.
But for the weekly rec, we have Corey.
We do.
Take it away.
So, we mentioned before, or you mentioned before, Matt Wood.
I did.
I
met him.
You have met him, yes. Obviously, we mentioned as well, he was in Rogue One, he was in this, Lego Star Wars, he's been in many various Star Wars properties.
Star Wars The Clone Wars, General Grievous.
Yes, he's been in all
The Battle Droids.
One thing he has also been in.
Oh, goodness.
What
have you found?
He voices Fire Barons.
Right.
In Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend.
Do you know what Brutal Legend is?
No, I'm going to have to look this up, Corey.
It's a video game.
Right.
With Jack Black.
Nice. It's brutal with an umlaut.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that?
I
Brutal.
assume it's still the same.
Okay, right. Anyway, carry on.
It's essentially Jack Black is a roadie. So he like helps out with all the band and brings their equipment and lugs it around.
What? This looks like a fantasy. What is
It is. So he gets like sucked into this like demon world.
Right.
And essentially he plays guitar to go kill little demons.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne appears as himself.
Okay.
As like a mentor randomly.
Yes.
And Jack Black essentially plays himself, and you just go around with a guitar and you play music and riffs.
What style of
It's kind of
video game?
kind like an RPG. It's like a fantasy RPG, but like not like where you get perks
Right.
and it's just a massive world that you go around and you play music and have like guitar duels and stuff. It's really weird, but it's really good fun.
So it follows. His character's called Eddie Riggs, and he's
Yes.
the world's best roadie for the world's worst heavy metal band, which is called Cabbage Boy, and I
Yep.
quote. Yes, Ozzy Osbourne does make
He is in
a
it.
cameo. Jennifer Hale is in this.
Yep.
Tim Curry.
Yep.
It's got this. This is quite a large, a substantial cast.
Oh yeah.
Guardian of Metal. That's
Yes.
Ozzy Osbourne.
So he's in it. You have
Who does Matthew Wood voice?
it was like Fire. I forgot what. I think he voices the enemies. I think some of the
Right.
enemies is voiced by him.
Yeah, Fire Barons.
There you go. You mentioned we've got Tim Curry. Lemmy is in this.
Probably worked on the film.
Yeah,
Sorry,
probably.
probably worked on the game as well.
So Lemmy from Motorhead is in this. Rob Halford is also in
Mm.
this from Judas Priest. Kyle Gass is in this. Obviously his bandmate
Yeah,
is also in it. There's a lot of people in this.
yeah.
It's just a really fun time. It's a bit of fun.
Have you played this yourself?
I've played bits of it.
Had a good go with it.
It's fun.
Right.
I had some time to kill. Played
Stephen
Guilty Legend.
Stanton's also in this, who's voiced Tarkin. If you think Steve Bloom, of course Steve Bloom's in this. Flipping
Yeah.
actor Steve Bloom's in this.
Yeah,
See, you can't escape Steve Bloom if you're doing a voice actor video game project.
yeah.
My goodness.
But no, it's just good fun.
I've met him as well. I've met Steve Bloom as well.
You should try and meet all of the Brutal Legend cast.
Okay, yeah, that'll be my mission from now
Good
on.
luck with that.
We'll go down. Greg Griffin, she was at Comic Con as well. She was at the one where Steve Bloom was at. Greg Griffin was also there as well. And Greg Berger, he voices Grimlock in Transformers.
There you go.
And your rating?
8 out of 10.
Wow, strong.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could have given it a 9. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I've never played it before. I'm thinking this is the best video game ever made.
it's good fun.
But that is Corey's Brutal Legends. Our Brutal Legend.
Yes.
And we hope you enjoy this episode and you enjoy future episodes of The Real Show. Catch us on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and watch our YouTube show at The Real Show, The Real 2E's L Show. So for now, we hope you enjoyed, and it's goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.